Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Hugging Face platform and portal. We're going to delve right into learning about the AI models and the different machine learning models that we have access to in Hugging Face. So let's get started. So the first thing is consider Hugging Face to be like a massive toy store that contains a lot of pre-built Lego pieces, and the Lego pieces are your models, and those models are the things you need to stick together in order to create your machine learning application. So Hugging Face provides this central location where many people can host their machine learning models, and people like you and I can go in there, take a model, use it for whatever we want, things like text sentiment analysis, text classification, and even image and vision modalities. All these things can be done with models we find on Hugging Face, pretty much free of charge. So today we're going to go through the introduction to the initial simple steps that we can utilize to take advantage of the models that Hugging Face presents. One of the key APIs, or one of the key functions that the Hugging Face code provides, is something called a pipeline. And within the pipeline, you specify exactly what you want to happen. You specify things like workflows. So if you want it to classify text, you put that in your pipeline and then execute the pipeline. Then the pipeline would return with results and responses after it's queried the model. So the pipeline is the easiest and fastest way to access a pre-trained model. And a pre-trained model is essentially like those Lego pieces that have been pre-made. So it's been trained on how it should classify text if it's a text classification model, or it's been trained on how it should analyze the sentiment in a sentence. And we'll look at that here. So and it can be used for different types of tasks, so text tasks, image, vision, and the like. So the first thing we do here is I'm using a portal called Colab, and it's hosted online by Google, and it's essentially free of charge, but there is a paid version. I'm going to use the free tier for everything we're doing today, and hopefully that should work. So the first thing to do would be for us to set up our environment, and to do that I will just paste the code in here. Just copy this and paste it into this bit here. Okay, it's not pasting. Right. Transformers. So we need to install some code. I wonder why the copy and paste isn't working. Right, so let's kick this off so it can be running in the background whilst I'm trying to sort out this cut and paste. So let's go through installing what we need. Right. So we're installing PyTorch. So we need it to install the transformers. The pipeline function lives within the transformer module or transformer package. So let's see if this will let us create a new. Let's see. Right, that's interesting. So we'll see. Can I not paste the mirror cell? So why is it not pasting? Okay, so the code is still running. So what can we paste? Can I paste from another screen? All packages installed the pages. Seems to have completed. What's this? Requires requests. God, let's see if it. So we're going to install Torch. Run that. Okay. So this now would be our first sort of classification task. Let me see if this would work for us, because I don't want to type all of this. It's not doing it. Okay, so in that case, let's just type. So from transformers import pipeline. So this is what I had mentioned earlier. And then we then initialize the classifier. So here is the pipeline, and what we're specifying here is that this pipeline should do sentiment analysis. And the sentiment analysis is essentially what we want it to analyze a sentence that it's provided, and then to tell us if it's a positive or negative sentence. And typically that's used for analyzing comments on applications or something on a service that you provide. If you want to analyze at scale, you'd use a sentiment analysis pipeline or sentiment analysis model, and that pre-trained model will give us a response. Now, when you use pipeline and you specify sentiment analysis, what happens in the background is that it downloads and caches a default pre-trained model and tokenizer. And the tokenizer is essentially how you break words into bits that into smaller segments, almost like you break them down into syllables, and then you pass that into the model. The model then does what it needs to do in order to understand the context of the entire sentence, and that context is what it then uses to determine if it's a negative or positive sentence. Now, whether it's a negative or positive sentence is what the model does, so that's a training that the model has had. So let's see if we did. So we instantiated the classifier. So essentially we've done this pipeline sentiment analysis. So when I run this, you'd see it download the model and cache it. And then now let's give it a task to do, a sentence to classify. I've gotten a lot of these examples from the Hugging Face website. So hybrid. Okay, let's run that. Let's see. So we are very happy to show you the transformers library. It's going through. Okay, that's okay. What you can see here is now downloading the different files that make up the model, so all the weights. And once that's done, it will do the classification and tell us, all right, so it's now told us this text was positive with a value of 0.9999998. This is out of 1, so in percentage terms, it's 99.9% certain that that's a positive statement. So that's very good. That's a good start. If you've got more than one sentence, what would it do? Well, let's see. You can create another code block here, and then just do results. So this time we're not just putting one sentence, we'll put in 2 sentences. And I'd mentioned that you could do this at scale, so you could do hundreds and thousands of sentences really. So on some websites they do millions of reviews, or thousands of reviews, and then that gives them an indication as to how their customers or clients feel about their product. So library, so that's one sentence. I've got a second sentence now. I'm going to put in here, we hope you don't hate it. Okay, so now once that's done, we'll then print out the result. So from result in results, for result in results, let's print out okay, so that, and we get the score as well. So this is just formatting the text so that it looks neat and easy to digest. Right, so score. Okay, that looks about right. Right, let's run this. So it's already, okay, where's my typo? So F label colon. No, it's not printf. Wrong syntax, so printf is not. Okay, so it said it's positive for the first one, 99.9%, and then the second one said is negative. So we hope you don't hate it. So I'd imagine it's because there's hate in the sentence. Again, this is how the machine learning would have been trained. It would have been given words that indicate hate, indicate negativity or positivity, and that's why it's flagged it as negative. You may argue that we hope you don't hate it might not be a negative sentence. It might be, it's fairly neutral, I'd imagine, but it's flagged it as negative. So that's one of the things you'd probably see from these custom models. And if there's anything that you feel the model isn't capable of doing or not capable of doing properly, you can always go into Hugging Face itself and select another model. So let's go to Hugging Face so you could see what I mean. So if we go to Hugging Face, not /docs, we want to go to, think of models. Yeah, so right here, these are all the models here. As of today, there are over 700,000 different models. And what you might want to do is, if you filter by task name here on the left hand side, you can do sentiment analysis. Did I come back with anything? Oh. Is it in here? Okay, so you've got them here. You've got all of these different models. Now, let's say you found one that you're interested in and you wanted to use a different model instead of the default one that gets downloaded by the code. You have options within the pipeline function to change the model and at the same time change the tokenizer that goes with the model. Right. So there's a whole lot more that you can do. I don't really want to stretch this video too long, but there are other different models that you can select. Perhaps because my copy and paste isn't working so much, I'm not sure what the quickest way is to get this done. Let me see if I go to Hugging Face's website. Let me see what I can pick up. Okay, so we've done that. So you can go over multiple data sets. So just copy that. Let's see if it pastes in here. Oh yeah, so it pastes it, provided the same app. Okay, so it's done that. Okay, it's going to speech recognizer. Good. Okay, so you can see here that we've defined a different model And this model is a Facebook model, so it's probably pretty old, because I think everything they're doing now is, or a lot of what they're doing now is Meta or Llama 3 related. So we go there, we've copied that text. Right, so here we're trying to download different data sets that we would use for speech recognition. Right, so let's take this, copied, we'll go back to our Hugging Face platform, just paste it there. So PolyAI Minds 14, that's for the audio check. Let's do this. Okay, so again, so we've done the dataset load. Let's get the audio column from that data set. Let's go in here, do some more code. So really, I'm showing you this Colab just in case you have an environment, you don't have a Python environment wherever you are. You can just go onto this Colab interface. You can plug any Python code in directly. So let's do this. Okay. Right. Add some more code. Paste there. So the speech recognizer data set. Let's make sure I haven't missed anything. Just missed that one line. Okay. Oh no, I didn't. Nope, I didn't. All right. Let's execute this. Seems to be stuck on our first line. So expecting. Okay, so that's stopped now. Let's rerun this. Okay. Right, so it's going through the speech recognition process, and then it's going to print out some information from that fourth column. So that fourth column was all audio, and it's converting that audio into text. So that's what's happened here. So this is just an example of how you can load in different data sets in order to get the pipeline essentially to do multiple tasks for you. So what we've demonstrated here is using a different model other than the standard model, and then loading in data via data sets rather than just me typing in the sentences. So I think I'll stop there so that this video doesn't stretch for too long, and we'll carry on learning in another session, not today. But the key things that we've picked up today are that, one, what Hugging Face is all about and the different models that exist in Hugging Face, and how you can search through that database to find what you need for any machine learning task or machine learning project you're working on. And then the pipeline function, which would help you either load the default model and pass it any information for sentiment analysis or for speech recognition. And there are other things that you could do with a pipeline. And then in our next session, we'll look at other ways of bypassing the pipeline and customizing the behavior of what the pipeline would do, in addition to defining your own model and defining your own tokenizer. So until next time, thank you for your time.